friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. For today's video, I am going to be filming my July budget. I have already punched and put my July budget worksheets into my budget planner. I filmed a whole video showcasing my July budget worksheets and talking about how you can get them. So if you're interested in budget worksheets for July, you can check out that video. I will link it in the description box below. I just kind of flip through all of the budget worksheets that I have available and let you know how you can get your hands on them. So I have done all the prep work I need to do for my July budget. I punched my worksheets, got them put in here. I did a spending comparison of the last couple of months with my channel members to get a feel for what I needed my July budget to look like. And now I'm going to go ahead and flip to my 2-page hybrid budget worksheet. This is what I use to budget for the month. There's a section here to track all of my monthly expenses. There's also a section for each week of the month. I like to go in and track my variable spending each week, so that's what I use these weekly sections for. There's a place here to list out my savings, my sinking funds, and any debt payments. A lot of this I keep private or I share with just my channel members, so you may not see some of these things get filled in. And you're definitely not going to see them get filled in today, because today we are just focusing on this monthly section. So I'm going to actually fold my planner in half here and zoom you in a little bit. And let's talk about July and what we have coming down the pipeline, what I have to look forward to in July. All of these things sort of help dictate my July budget. So we have a big camping trip coming up in July. We have a lot of soccer things coming up in July, which is going to make for busy weeknights, which plays a part in my budget because I need to plan for meals for those weeknights, whether we're going to do meals at home or if we're going to eat out. And if we're going to eat out, how is that going to affect our budget? I talked a lot about those things in that spending comparison video that I did with my members. So if you're interested in that, you can join my channel membership, check that out. I've already kind of thought those things through. Now we're just going to talk about what we're budgeting. So for the month of July, the amount that I'm going to budget for is $6,000. So I'm going to put that up here in this total section. I don't talk about income here on my channel. I don't share those numbers just for privacy reasons, but I can tell you that for everything I'm going to write down here, my goal is to keep it at $6,000 for the total budgeted amount. There's this shadow here. I'm going to adjust my setup a little bit, see if I can't get rid of this shadow, and then I'll be right back to start filling in the July budget. All right, I'm not really sure if that helped at all, but we're going to go with it. So let's start writing down my categories for my monthly budget, starting with our usual bills. So we have lot rent, which is a combination of the rent for the lot that our home sits on, as well as our cable and our water bill. All of those things get paid to the mobile home community that we are in, and the amount that I budget for that is $800. I should tell you that when it comes to my bills and everything, I budget high. I tend to round things up. And when I'm talking about the total amount we're working with, I round that down. There's also some things that I don't talk about at all here on my channel. I choose to keep some categories private. So as I'm writing things down, and you're watching me kind of build my budget for July, if you see something missing and you're wondering, hey, why didn't she budget for XYZ? That's probably one of those categories that I keep private. I just can't share everything on the internet. I would love to, but I can't. So if you see something missing, that's likely why. So that's our lot rent. We also have a storage unit. And for that, I'm going to budget $100. We have our electric bill, which is DTE. And the amount that I am going to budget for that is $225. We are on a budget billing plan. We pay the same amount every single month rather than having the bill be astronomically high in the summer when we are running the air conditioner and really low in the winter when we are not. They just average it out and we pay the same amount each month. And that's about $225. Same goes with our gas bill, which is through Michigan Gas. It's an average. And the amount that I'm budgeting this month and every month is $45. Next, we have car insurance. We have quite a few vehicles, all insured through the same company, and the cost there is $600. That's what we've budgeted anyway. We have a golf cart that we are making payments on, and the amount that I'm going to budget for that is $150. We also have our camper payments. We do have a couple of vehicles. I choose to keep those numbers private, so you won't see those listed here. The golf cart is $200. We have one credit card left that we carry a balance on that we are currently working towards paying off. That is my Sleep Number credit card, and the amount that I have budgeted for the minimum payment for that is $300. We will hope to pay more than just the $300. Anything that we have extra will go towards this card, but in terms of this budget, I've got $300 set aside, plus the money that we have set aside for our savings challenges, which I'm going to talk about next. So for savings challenges, I use all of the money that I put towards our savings challenges to pay towards debt. The amount I've budgeted for July is $400. Also for sinking funds, which are essentially little mini savings accounts for things that I know are coming up. Things like medical expenses, pet expenses, that sort of thing. I'm going to put $400 to those as well. If you're interested in seeing a sinking funds video and how I'm going to allocate these funds to which category I'm going to put them, let me know. I'd be happy to film that. I haven't really been kind of keeping my sinking funds to myself for the most part. And I truthfully have not been very good about keeping track of my sinking funds. But I can film a video on that if anybody's interested. So that is my sinking funds, my savings challenges, all of my bills for the month. Now let's get into some variable categories. Starting with a camping trip. So I told you guys we have a camping trip for the 4th of July coming up. Rather than incorporate the food and the supplies and everything that we're going to need for that camping trip into my grocery budget for the month, I decided to just give it its own line item. And the amount for this is going to be $400. Which seems like a lot, but, you know, we're taking extra children with us. 3 of my son's friends are coming with us, so that's 4 teenage boys we're going to have to feed. We'd like to, you know, be able to do some fun things while we're at this camping trip, so $400 specifically from this budget for that. Hopefully that'll all work out. For groceries, just for our regular weekly grocery trips to Walmart. So anything you can buy at Walmart essentially is lumped in with this grocery. So it's our groceries for the week, but it's also household items. Pet food usually gets lumped in here as well. I really thought long and hard about what I was going to put down for this category. I thought about raising our budget, but I think I'm really going to try to reel in my spending, and I'm going to keep it at $1,200, which is the same thing I budgeted last month. We did go over budget in groceries last month, And I've decided for July to lower our eating out budget, which may put a strain on our grocery budget. Typically if we're eating out less, we're spending more on groceries, but I'm really gonna try, you guys. I'm gonna try. Hopefully it all works out. $1,200 is a lot to spend on grocery and household items. We're a family of 4. Prices are high, but we also do a lot of convenience foods. We do a lot of impulse shopping. So hopefully I can keep it at this $1,200. Hopefully I'm not coming back at the end of July and like kicking myself for not raising this, but we'll see how it goes. So that's grocery. For eating out, I am slashing our eating out budget. I'm tired of spending so much money in restaurants and drive-thrus. I don't want to do it anymore. So I'm going to budget $200 for eating out. And I'm going to try really hard not to even spend that much. Like if we're going to eat out, I'd like it to be a special occasion and not a twice a week occurrence, which is what it has been as of late. So $200 for eating out. It's going to be tough. I can tell you that. Last month we spent almost $400 on eating out. Like this is really drastic for us. I may end up kicking myself for this, but I'm going to try to stick to this. If we go over budget, we go over budget. You know, things happen. We have savings. We are going to build a buffer into our budget here. But I'm really going to try to eat out less in July because I'm just tired of seeing my money go there. You know what I mean? For spending, I contemplated. I really wanted to lower this as well, but I probably should take it one step at a time, right? I don't need to lower everything all at once. That's a recipe for disaster. So I'm keeping our spending budget the same as it was last month at $500. I'm still going to actively try to spend less. But, you know, it's just not going to work if I lower all of the amounts. It's not realistic. I need to be realistic. So I kept our spending the same, lowered our eating out. Should have raised our grocery budget. Honestly, I should have. But $400 for this camping trip was already in the mix. I didn't want to raise our grocery budget as well. So hopefully it'll all work out. If I have to put less towards sinking funds or towards something else, then I will. You can't just keep raising the budget month after month after month. Eventually, you're going to run out of money. So I got to cut back the spending somewhere. For eating out this month, maybe next month, we'll focus on spending less. One step at a time. Okay, and then we have auto pay, which isn't really a variable category at all. But I kind of lump it in with the variable categories because I track it week to week, what we spent and what we have remaining, just like I do with our variable categories. So that's why it's listed here. These are all of the little subscriptions, memberships, any bills that come out of our account automatically that I don't really have to think about. That's what this is. And they add up to be about $300 a month. So that's what I'm budgeting there. And then lastly, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Hopefully I am not. Lastly, we have our buffer. We are not going to go to Sam's Club again this month, by the way. I budgeted for Sam's Club last month, and then we didn't end up going. I said we'll go in July, but we have that camping trip in July, so I don't want to add more strain to our budget by building in a Sam's Club trip. Maybe we'll go to Sam's Club in August. Maybe not. Maybe we won't do a big stock up at Sam's Club at all. So the only other thing I have here on my rough draft, hopefully I haven't forgotten anything, is our buffer. And for our buffer, it should be about $180. I believe that's what's left of that $6,000 total after everything else gets taken care of. Let's add this up really quick and make sure that I haven't neglected anything. So 800 plus 100 plus 225 plus 45 plus 600 plus 150 plus 200 plus 300 plus 400 plus 400 plus 400 plus 1200 plus 200 plus 500 plus 300 plus 180 is indeed that $6,000. So that's our total. That's our budget for the month. It's going to be tough. I can tell you right now, sticking to this eating out budget is going to be tough. Sticking to this grocery budget, if we're not eating out as much, is going to be tough. It's going to take effort, and I'm going to have to learn to go without things that I want. I used to be really, really good at that. Keeping my budget low, spending as little as possible, taking anything left over and paying it towards debt. Like, I have budgeting goals. And if I just continuously spend all my money on food, which seems like what I do every month, I'm never going to reach those goals. So this is the budget for July. Make sure you guys come back and check it out. See how I'm doing. Each week I do a little budget check-in. I do a little spending analysis. So be on the lookout for those videos. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, will you please give it a thumbs up? That really helps out my channel. You can join my channel membership if you are interested in bonus content and budget worksheets, or you can check out my worksheets on Etsy. All the links will be down below. I will see you guys real soon with another video. Bye!